guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today I wanted to show you how to install the RC sound kit from Banggood into an SCX10 Deadbolt in this case. Now this process may go a lot easier for you on other SCX10s with different shells. On the Deadbolt, it's a little confined, so I'm going to show you how I did this. I'll try and leave everything plugged in here. There we go. And I got a lot of junk under here. I've got all my wiring for my lights. They go into my receiver box. Of course, this thing, you know, you've got to run a Y adapter out of your receiver box to, you know, plug your ESC in, as well as the sound kit, because it runs off your channel 2 for your throttle. And so this is a little bit of an electrician's nightmare, but you can see where my main control box of the sound kit is sitting right in here over top of everything. And it's fine where it is. It's not a big deal. I bought this kit and originally put it into my Summit with both speakers. And I've taken it out of my Summit because right now the Summit is once again down. But that's because I blew one of my LiPo batteries for it. And so I got to get a new set of LiPos for it. But anyways, so took it out, threw it in here. I don't have any of the tape left over from the Summit. It came out. It was a real bugger. That tape that they provide with this kit, guys, is super hard to peel off. Once you attach it in, man, it's staying there for all of its life. You know, it just hangs on for dear life. So pretty good tape they give you with that. Pretty good kit too. I'm really happy with this kit. I've used this quite a bit in my Summit, and I've used it a couple of times in the Deadbolt yesterday when I shot a few videos with it. And I really like how it sounds even in the Deadbolt. And you do have a variety of built-in sounds into this thing, so just as a little recap too. And you change your sounds by just hitting this button, you know, each time for a different sound. You got about 10 or 12 sounds, and of course a volume control. Now I know a lot of you guys have seen this kit, blah blah blah, but I am going to go over a little bit about it anyhow, just as a refresher, because I always get new viewers to my channel. But just to show you a little bit of a close-up how I've got this done, I've made my own little chain out of zip ties that go right to my battery holder bracket arms here on each side. So I've done the same thing on each side for the speaker, because it's got these mounting eyelet holes, which are optional if you don't use the tape. And then off the other two eyelet holes, of course on the front, right down to my cross member on my frame here, and that's where they're held in. And I do have the Energy lift kit in here, and I did lower it a little bit because I found it was like way too high, especially with these tires. And of course, the higher you go, the more tipsy things get too, and this thing's tipsy enough as it is with its own tires. But I still have lots of travel there. I am not worried. And even pushing it straight down, bottoming at the shocks, I'm just missing the top of the servo by just over 1/8 of an inch from totally bottomed out before it can even get anywhere near my speaker. And so the speaker is in there quite solid. It's not moving. So it's pressured down between my receiver box and in here, and it's good to go. So no problem there. Now this control box for your PCB board that's in there, it's bulky. And the one complaint I have of its bulkiness is that when I put my shell on, once I get it all lined up here, you start getting so much junk under your hood. There we go. So I actually have to press down and put pressure, so it kind of like bends down on my body just to lock everything in place, because that control box is now an interference. So I'm gonna have to take it apart, well, enough to get at the box anyhow, and I'm gonna pull the PCB board out of it, and I'm gonna plastic dip it to waterproof it and seal it, because I do go through with water and mud and everything else with my Deadbolt. So I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna keep this kit in here and use it. I like it, you know, so, but I don't like the interference of the shell. Now, this is not going to happen on all SCX10s, right? On the Deadbolt, definitely, right? Unless anybody knows a more inventive way to relocate the box. But I've tried everything I can, and there's just no suitable location and still be able to put the hood down. So, I'm going to have to take it out, plastic dip the control board, which gives the benefit of waterproofing. Okay, big time. So if you're going to buy this kit, you're going to put it into your SCX10, and you're going to do the plastic dipping to the control board. You know, you're going to be plastic dipping all your connections in too. You know, so that's something to be aware of. I mean, I bought the 2-speaker system and removed a speaker. You can buy this as a single speaker system for about $10 or $12 less. Okay, which is nice because then you got one speaker to deal with and that's it. So ideal for like SCX10s and vehicles like this, trail trucks, right? For your bigger vehicles, you're going to want the 2 speakers. The other thing I noticed too, running with just the single speaker, it's not as loud. Like, it was pretty loud with the 2 speakers. Even just sitting loose on the table, it was louder. It's in stereo. There's 2 of them, right, at that point. So this is going to give you a more up-close sound volume of just one speaker being hooked up. And I know you've seen this thing kind of loosely set up in my SCX10 before, but now it's set up. So I'll fire this up. Now, just so you can hear, there's the minimum, very low, which isn't bad, you know. But nothing beats full blast. Okay. Now, when you do have your shell on, it does help raise the volume a bit because it acts as a larger speaker cavity, right? So that actually does help it. So, but. And there's nothing wrong with running this thing full blast. You're not going to hurt the speaker. You know, it's made to handle it. I've run it full blast since the day I got this kit. Been using it quite a lot in the Summit. And never had a problem. So feel free to crank the juice onto it. Now, one thing I am going to try, and I will update you, is I'm going to leave the volume at full blast and then pull the connector off the board and see if it stays at full blast. We'll find out if it's actually dependent at all on the controller once you set the volume where you want it, because once I plastic dip this thing, that's it. Either the controls stay or the controls go. Now, the one control I am going to leave on here is going to be my switch for my different engine sounds, because there are a couple of sounds that actually do sound really cool with the Deadbolt other than this one. You know, so for different applications of running the truck, and you know, so I want to keep the switch there. What I might do with this switch though is chop it off, and I've actually got another toggle switch kicking around here somewhere. There it is. I've got this switch that, even though it's a 3-way switch, I think I might have another 2-way around here. I'd rather do a 2-way though, but I want to put a switch on the dashboard and lengthen the wires, you know, and go into the dashboard, because I already have an on and off switch on my dash for my headlights. So I thought, well, maybe I can, you know, mount the switch surface top, so this way I can get at it from the front view type of thing, or you know, maybe I'll put it into the dash somewhere. Maybe I'll make it look like a gear shifter, you know, in the console here, just so I can, you know, change my sounds when I want to, right? So, and this is a momentary switch where you just push it and let go. So with a toggle switch, what you'll do is you'll have your on and off position. So you just, you know, go on to make that connection, and off again real quick to go to the next sound, and then on again, off again to the next sound, and so on. And this thing always remembers the last sound that it was on. Even if you've had this thing disconnected for a month from your truck, whatever the last sound was that was played through it, it remembers it. So that's actually pretty awesome. anyways, guys, just wanted to show you the electrician's nightmare and how things are more or less gonna need to be, and how to hook things up there. I thought about going right into the body shell with the sound kit. With this shell, I really don't have the space anywhere in here to even get any kind of a flat mount that's going to be strong enough, and I'm not going to drill holes through my body just to mount that. On other SCX10 shells, you may be able to just, put this right up into the shell, because there is quite a bit of long wire on these speakers. Like, it's just nuts. So, you can put this kit even into a 1/5 scale RC machine, no problem. But anyways, that's how I've done it. And you can go from there. I said this before, I'll say it again. If you are on a budget and you really can't afford the S1 system, or you can't justify it any more than I can about having to pay for the really awesome sounds that they have available, this kit fits the bill. 10 or 12 sounds, I think it is. At least 10. And there are some cool sounds in here for a variety of different vehicles. But even for the SCX10, I found at least 3 sounds, other than, this one, that actually sound pretty good with it. I like the meaner, throatier sound, though, just because, the theme I'm going with my Deadbolt, with all these evil people, I've got the blower on top, so I kind of really wanted that, throaty brum, brum, brum type of sound with it, and this one seems to fit the bill really well. So that works. So anyways, guys, check you on the next video. Thanks for watching.